Hi folks, and welcome to this walkthrough video in which we will talk about how to study for the upcoming exam. We'll take a look at suggested approaches, where to look, and how to revise, how to study. Okay, our suggested approach on behalf of the teachers is step one, logically, check what you need to know for the exam and what you need to be able to do. Step two, then download the sample exam paper, try it, and check your answers. Then step three, using your scores on that exam, prioritize the tasks and the topics you scored least well on. Step four, plan when to revise those topics. When are you going to study? Step five, revise, study. More on this in a subsequent slide, in an upcoming slide. Where do you look to find the stuff that you need? Well, for a list of all the things you need to know and do in the exam, where you can find that under Module Guide on the Brightspace page. There are checklists available. For an overview of what the exam will look like, find and download the sample exam paper, again, on our Brightspace page. To understand what information to provide in your answers, download the sample exam paper key on Brightspace. Check the exam prep PowerPoints on Brightspace. These will show you examples of what you need to write on the exam. And to know which topic was dealt with in each week of the module, check the module guide on Brightspace. Okay, moving forward, let's talk about how to actually revise, how to study. But first, let's talk about Bloom's taxonomy. This helps us to understand what levels of thinking are involved in the exam. In this module, the main levels involved are remembering, understanding, applying, and analyzing. Now, look at the left side of the image. You see that at the bottom of the arrow, lower order thinking skills, which moves up the pyramid to higher order. So what we are testing on the exam, lower order, remembering, understanding, and then moving up to higher order, applying, analyzing. The first step is remembering. Use flashcards, test yourself for remembering. For understanding, ask yourself key questions or explain the concepts to someone else. Applying, do practice activities. Analyzing, again, do practice activities. Note, practice activities are not very useful if you don't already remember and understand the concepts. So, how about remembering? How do we master that? Well, we know that it is important for all exam tasks. We use labels that form the basis of our understanding. So we need to remember the labels, right? For example, I know that the main noun in a noun phrase is the one that gives the noun phrase its meaning, but I don't remember the name of that kind of noun. What's the label there? That's right, the head noun or the head word. How can you remember better? Well, test yourself. Do. Cover up your notes, recall information, create and use flashcards. But don't just keep reading your notes. Don't just make extensive notes without testing yourself. Testing yourself is the key. Flashcard examples. You might even do this digitally online. Quizlet is a good resource. Or make your own, could be on your phone. There are lots of apps for this. The front of the flashcard might look like this, finite verb. And then the back, a definition, and then an example in context. Another example, front of the flashcard, third person. Back of the flashcard, the definition and examples. Past participle, the definition, examples. In order to remember, test yourself by creating flashcards. What about the next level up? Understanding. Well, understanding relies on remembering. It's the next step up from remembering. So, for example, I've seen the term past participle before, but I don't know what it means. In order to better understand, do. Check that you first understand correctly by consulting your books or videos. Explain the information to yourself in different ways. Explain the information to someone else. Don't just keep rereading your notes. Don't just make extensive notes without testing yourself on the info. To help you understand key concepts, ask yourself these questions. Okay, so what does past participle mean? What is the relationship between past participle and a verb? What are some examples of a past participle? In what situations does a past participle occur? Let's try this with count nouns. Try answering the following. What does count noun actually mean? What is the relationship between count and non-count nouns? What is an example of a count noun? And in what situations do you find count nouns? Another example, demonstrative pronouns. What are they? What is the relationship between this, that, these, and those? What is the relationship between demonstrative pronouns and determiners? In what situations do you find demonstrative pronouns? In what situations do you find demonstrative determiners? This is all about understanding. Then we move up the pyramid of the taxonomy to applying and analyzing, application and analysis. Try the exam tasks, do the practice activities from the weekly classes. Even if you've done all of this before, do it again. This repetition helps to reinforce your understanding, and you will probably have forgotten information since you first tried the exercise. Some final thoughts on studying for the test. Don't underestimate the importance of remembering. You can't understand, apply, or analyze without first remembering information correctly. Taking notes and making summaries is not your end goal. Your end goal is to have that information stored in your own memory so that you don't need notes at all. And in the exam, you won't have your notes. They need to be in your brain. Studying for a long time is not the same as studying effectively. Rereading your books and notes is mostly ineffective as a revision tool. Students who study effectively pass. Plan how you're going to make your study time work for you and make sure to test yourself. And as always, keep in mind, you got this, you can do this. Okay, I do hope this has helped, and thanks for watching.